What up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan, coming in with the little afternoon chat I like to do every single Friday. I mean, so, before I get underway, just talk about this week 7 coming in. Week 7, what's going on, Lou? There it go right there. I just dropped it. Week 7 coming in here, man, and it's the New York Giants, man, with a new energy in the building, man. New. It's something different. It's hitting different, man. We got the Broncos. We're gonna talk about that for a quick minute, but first, let's talk about some of some of the other news for the week with the New York Giants. Some of the rumors swirling around is the wide receiver news, man. Look, clearly the New York Giants definitely are still in desperate need of some kind of true legitimate playmakers on the outside. I mean, Malik Neighbors done for the year, obviously. Darius Slayton's still hampered with the hamstring, and to be quite frank, ain't like he was doing a whole lot anyway. While he was out there in the time that he's been out there. New York Giants need to improve this wide receiver position, and it's been a lot of rumors swirling, a lot of names getting brought up. They restructured Javon Holland and Paulson Adebo's contracts to free up a little bit of extra money in the cap. And there's some names been floating around. Jacoby Myers desperately wanting out of Las Vegas. Would definitely be a solid addition to this receiver room. Somebody that can add something especially on the outside. Hearing some Jerry Jeudy rumors. Don't know how factual those really are with Cleveland right now. I don't know if they want to really trade away maybe perhaps their best wide receiver when they got a young quarterback out there. But that's Cleveland and they do weird stuff. So let's see. I wouldn't mind bringing a Jerry Jeudy here either. And obviously, Chris Olave is probably the big name, one of the bigger names like that. That seemed like that could actually really, truly maybe happen here. I've also even heard some Jalen Waddle rumors, but, here and there. I mean, all of those guys, as far as I'm concerned, would upgrade the New York Giants receiver room immensely. I feel like those guys are all guys that are pretty much better than the receivers that are currently on the New York Giants roster. And with a young quarterback like Jackson Dart, man, navigating the ship, man, I think you just need to start really trying to put some weapons around this guy, man, and build this thing up, man. I don't know if you got any opinions on the wide receiver situation, Lou. You want to weigh in on the wide receivers rumors?
First off, thanks for having me, big dog. You guys make sure you subscribe to Mac the Giants fan. That's MACDA Giants fan. You heard? Hit that subscribe button, that thumbs up button. You know what I'm saying? And don't be a ninja watcher, man. This man be grinding to give you good content every week. But yeah, as far as the wide receiver room, man, we definitely need another number 2, damn near number 1 receiver, man. You cannot force feed the ball to Malik Neighbors all the time. And now that he is out, guys have to step up. And we saw Jalen Hyatt make a few catches. We saw Wandale make a few catches. But for the most part, they still have a lot of drop issues, right? And Darius Slayton was the better receiver that we've had on the roster for the latter part of 6 seasons, I think now. And he's not a true number 1 receiver. And with Malik Neighbors being out for the season, we have to make some type of addition to that group. And I've heard speculations about Jeudy and other stuff like that. Again, like you said, I don't know how true that is. Another name that me and E was discussing on one of his I forgot what they're called, them Twitter spaces.
Twitter spaces.
Yeah. And we were talking about Odell Beckham. Is that a possibility now with his 6-game suspension being done? Would that be something they would do for a year, kind of like they did with Russell, 1-year contract? Even if he's not a big threat, it's still a true number 1 receiver that can get in here and show some of these younger guys a thing or two about training or preparation or watching film or whatever the case is, right? Some of that veteran leadership presence in that wide receiver group, because honestly, we don't have no veteran receiver other than Darius Slayton, and Darius Slayton, to be honest, is a mediocre receiver.
Yeah, that's all he is. He's just nothing more than that. He's like you said, he's not a total bum, but he's not, he's not scaring anybody either. He's not scaring nobody either. And the same, you can kind of say the same about Wandale Robinson as well. I mean, he's not, like I said, I don't think Wandale's a bum, but I don't think he's necessarily really instilling a lot of fear in
If
anybody either.
Wandale Robinson was on a bigger frame, he'd be a problem.
I mean,
He's
that
a
could possibly
small
be.
guy, and you got to use him in quick slants and as a slot receiver. He's not a big guy, and you can't depend on him to be your X.
Oh well, no, he can't be that at all. He definitely can't. He's not gonna have any success doing that. I mean, on the
Yeah,
outside with those bigger corners, they have a field day. But real quick, I'll get to your question in 1 second. No Mets, but he's right. I'll just keep addressing what you were just talking about with Odell Beckham in particular. My only thing about Odell Beckham is I look. I loved the time Odell Beckham was here. I really did. I thought he obviously dynamic. He had played his best years of football here. He was on a Hall of Fame trajectory while he was on the New York Giants.
you're gonna say he'd be a
Unfortunately,
distraction.
unfortunately, no, it's not that he would be a distraction because I don't think he even would be a distraction anymore. Because I don't think he even draws that much attention, to be quite frank, anymore from media attention. To be honest, because he's just not that on that level anymore. To be frank, I just think with him why I bother with a guy that's just proven to not be able to stay healthy. I mean, his entire career, even his time while he was already here the first time around, he just has never proven. I think Odell Beckham may at best have one or two. I think two, maybe two. I remember one for sure, but maybe two full healthy seasons in his whole entire career from 2014. I think maybe two healthy seasons that man has played his entire career. I just don't think that's what this team needs right now, honestly. And
Damn.
and also, no Mets kind of came down, like you said in this comment here about the suspension. It's not actually going to be over until week 12. It didn't go into effect until week 6 in these 6 week suspension. So he's not.
Woo!
It's not. He's not even going to be available until week 12 anyway. So I just
Mm.
don't know if that's the direction I think a team like this needs to go in. And you don't need that for. I think you don't think you just need a guy that might come in and think he's a little better than what he might still be and coming in and getting in your young quarterback's head. I don't know. I don't know temperament of Odell Beckham. I don't know if he has a whole different attitude, a way of how he looks at himself now, how he understands the reality of his situation. But I rather kind of try to get one of these other guys like an Olave or a Jacoby Myers, or we can get a Jerry Judy over here. That would be like to me, the better moves is really acquiring like a guy like one of those type of players, guys that are actually still factors in the league right now. Although Beckham hasn't been a factor since that year with the Rams, honestly, with the Super Bowl year with the Rams, he had that time in Baltimore, which was people forgot he was even there. And then last year in Miami, the same thing. You forgot that he even played on Miami last year. So it's just like, I'm kind of cool on the Odell Beckham thing myself personally. I'm not going to say I'd completely hate the decision if he did somehow find his way back here, but I'm not pressed for Odell Beckham right now at this point in time. I just kind of want to continue to move forward and build this team and get some weapons around our young quarterback. Because guess what? In New York City, y'all, we got a quarterback now in New York City. I want to put some weapons around, some proper weapons around him, and let
So,
him just continue to flourish, man.
so who is a wide receiver you would like to see them potentially reach out to or bring in for a workout? What's a good name that you would like to see come in
Well, I
and try
mean,
out?
I don't. I just like I don't know. I, mean, I don't know if who's out there, if anybody's available, like as far as free agency, they can just bring in for workouts. But I mean, like as far as the trade market, like I said, any of those guys I pretty much mentioned, like a Jacoby Myers from the Raiders, Jerry Judy or Chris Olave, to me, would I mean Olave has an injury history as well. No get so he hasn't really had a healthy career so far with the Saints either. He's had some issues with the injuries, but he's still young and he's definitely still when he's out on the field, he definitely still is can contribute and give you something. But I actually out of those guys, if it was a way we could possibly get Jerry Judy from the Browns, I think very highly of Jerry. I think Jerry Judy is a very, very good receiver that's been unfortunately just stuck in some bad quarterback situations throughout his whole career thus far. I mean, even where the hell did he
With
start off at?
Denver,
I can't even.
Denver.
With Denver, yeah, in Denver, he's never had a quarterback in Denver. He never is at Cleveland. You see, I mean, what he's dealt
Oh,
with
that's right.
here
He
in
went through the
Cleveland.
Drew Lock era, didn't he? Yeah, he went through the Drew Lock era over there in Denver.
Was he might have been there maybe Drew. He might have got drafted Drew Locks last year there maybe or something. But he was there for that year with Russell Wilson, and it was just all bad. He hasn't really. So I would love to get we get a guy like Jerry Judy. But I just don't think the Browns, even though they're a stupid organization and they do a lot of weird, stupid stuff, as you see, trading Flacco within the division. But but I just don't know if they're going to give up on Judy yet, and especially given the fact that they seem to be trying to go forward with their young quarterback, whether it's Dylan Gabriel or Shador Sanders. But
Man, I don't
that's
think they're gonna
ideal for
give
me.
Shador a shot. To be honest with you, man. They've done everything they can to try to sabotage that man.
I mean, Olave for a long term situation, if he can stay healthy, wouldn't be bad either, man. No Mets. But Waddle, I mean, I don't know. Waddle might command a little extra cash. I think he's probably the best out of all of these guys as far as just pure talent, in my opinion. And I think he would command the most money when it comes time to pay up.
Hey, look, you
So
bring a Jalen Waddle over here with Jackson Dart and a healthy Malik Neighbors next year, you got a problem. Scat in the back.
so yeah. So I mean I think he would be very obviously he's a very explosive player, but I just don't know. I think he financially would be maybe the toughest one to try to lock up long term. But
Oh, absolutely. Because Joe Shane cheating.
yeah, so I don't. I mean, but I'm definitely would not be mad at that at all. We got Waddle in, man. But as far as I'll go up here and answer your question, finally, I hadn't had it up for a while. But about the game, I was gonna talk about the game again a little bit later. I picked the Giants to lose on Wednesday because, like I said, as great as they've looked in two out of the three Jackson Dart starts, the two home starts, they looked really bad on the road, man, with a road crowd that's not behind you, a crowd that's not necessarily out there cheering for you. And I know that was in a loud dome stadium, and you got a desperate it was a desperate Saints team looking just desperately for a win. But this team still has to prove it to me on the road that they can still, because they're a young guy, they're a bunch of young guys, and let's face it, we still don't have the greatest talent out there on the field. I mean, Denver is a great defense. They're competing out there in a tough division. You know, I'm not discrediting what the Giants have accomplished and how they're looking, the direction they're heading in. This will be a big one. I mean, if they're able to go out there at Mile High Stadium and pull off an upset, that would be taking things to a whole new level. Because then I think the sky would be the limit for this football team. I'm talking about this season. if that's the case, if they go out there and they're able to pull an upset off in Mile High, I mean, this is a tough place to play. Young quarterback on the road. I mean, Cam Scatterboo is not going to be able to give you 3 touchdowns every week. If he does, then he's just a bad man. But you got to be reality with yourself. He's not going to be able to give you 3 tutties every week. Denver's one of the top defenses in the league. Nick Bonito leading the league in sacks. I know there's been a lot of trash talking back and forth this week a little bit. Nick Bonito's making comments he said, and the other guy, I can't even remember his name right now offhand, saying what he said about Jackson Dart and this, that, and the other. None of that really matters at the end of the day. But I mean, Denver is a well-coached football team. They're rock solid. Nothing special offensively, but at the end of the day, effective offensively. And Bo Nix, a lot of people were trying to talk themselves out of Bo Nix last year. The Denver Broncos, I'm sure, is happy they didn't. And they went on ahead and traded up, got their guy, and it's paying dividends. They got a franchise quarterback. He might not be flashy. He might not have the gaudiest of numbers, but I just think he's a what you call it, man. He's a good, solid quarterback in the NFL. He's proven to be a good starting quarterback. Doesn't look like he's going anywhere anytime soon. Like I said, Sean Payton's is going to have those guys ready, and just not for nothing. I don't really get too much into what they talk about on ESPN and all that other stuff, but sometimes they bring up fact things that make good points, valid points, man. Like Denver, they hear these press clippings the New York Giants are getting. They hear this love the New York Giants is getting coming off that big win against the Eagles. They want to shut this team up a little bit. They think the New York Giants feeling themselves a little bit. Denver's a tough team, tough opponent, man. Look, I want them to prove me wrong. I want them to prove me wrong. I just right now got to see how they can show up on the road in a hostile environment like like Mile High Stadium, man.
I don't see our head coach as a threat. And that's my biggest concern with this team. That's why you don't see me out here screaming 11-6. That's why you don't see me out here getting overexcited, even though we had two nice wins. We're still uh 1 and 2 in our division. Um,
Absolutely.
so we have to win the next three division games to even be a part of the playoff discussion or wild card discussion. Um, and this coach has not given me anything to really get behind or have faith in. These young rookies have Scatterboo, Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, um, you know, Darius Alexander starting to come into his own. So yeah, the young players give you some excitement and something to look forward to, but this coach, it's like you take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. It's just
Yeah, I mean, still questionable coaching decisions get made, even against in that Eagles game. There were still questionable coaching decisions made during that game a couple
he
times.
called a timeout at halftime when they was about to get a damn penalty and almost try to let them get back in the game. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, he's just like I said, and still calling a couple, design quarterback runs after Jackson Dart was in the blue tent. Like, come on, man, you got to protect your guy, man. Protect him. if
Smacking him
he's
on
not
the
going,
helmet
if
afterwards.
he's not going to protect himself yet, he's too young to still protect himself. Which I get, young players overzealous. Then as the coach, you protect him a little bit, man. He was just in the
Yeah.
blue tent. You coming out and you're sending them on design runs and all kinds of craziness, man. Come on, man. Just I feel you on that. I think that could be a difference in this game as well. You're right. I agree that Sean Payton might just flat out just out coaching Brian Dable, man. I mean, it just is what it is. Sean Payton's a future Hall of Fame head coach as a head coach, probably, and we got Brian Dable, so that's another fair point as well. So, and as far as what you were hearing with the pressure, yeah, the pressure's got to get to Bo Nix, man. I that's one thing about I've seen when I watch Bo Nix. He's really cool, pretty cool and calm out there, man. The pressure has to get to him and have to disrupt him and see if he can maybe force some errors, some uncharacteristic mistakes from the young man, because I think that's what it's going to take. Denver, they got a formidable running game as well. J.K. Dobbins having a pretty decent start to the season. And they got Cortland Sutton out there out wide, and he's definitely one of the more legit receivers in this league as well. So, like I said, they got some weapons. They got our former tight end Evan Ingram, who makes some noise. And for what it's worth, the New York Giants have not really demonstrated at any point this season that they can stop tight ends. For some reason, I don't know why this team can't stop tight ends. It seems like any tight end in fantasy football, any tight end playing against the New York Giants, you should have them in your lineup. It seems like, because they're most likely going to have a big day. It seems like it's just I don't know what it is with the New York Giants and covering tight ends in the middle of the field and whatnot. It's just crazy to me how this team still can't seem to figure that out. But yeah, I just want to see this team go out there and show me something, man. Prove it on the road too, because like I said, it's one thing when you're home and you got everybody's for you. You know what I mean? All the chants they're for you. But when you're on the road and it's the other way around, man, and you're not feeling the love, you got to see how this team can respond to that. Like I said, I'm no matter what happens in this game, I still feel good about the future. As long as we can keep like Jackson Dart healthy, Cam Scatterboo, these guys healthy, get Malik Neighbors back next year and stuff like that, I feel good about the future of this football team. I'm still not quite ready to feel so confident they can go somewhere like Denver and win the football game on Sunday in Mile High Stadium. That's all, man. But I feel good about the direction, man, that this team is
And
finally
Denver's
heading in.
defense is tough too. They ain't no
Absolutely.
slouch.
I mean, I think one of the key matchups in this game to really pay attention to is going to be our All-Pro offensive tackle, Andrew Thomas, and their stud pass rusher, Nick Benito. Man, that's going to be a fun matchup to watch. Nick Benito leading the league in sacks right now with 8.
Nick Bonito was the guy that I wanted to draft. He was a guy that I had on my mock drafts multiple times. Him and Leo Chanel.
He hasn't been all the way terrible this season. Who are you talking about? No Mets. Talking about Dable? I mean, yeah, of course he's had some. He's had some moments. He's obviously had his good moments too. You know what I mean? But he's just had some head scratchers. You know what I mean? That still just leave you kind of wondering. That keep you wondering about him. That's all. I mean, of course, he's done some good things too as well. I mean, hell, Jackson Dart was apparently his guy. He's the guy that slammed that was banging on the table to make sure we brought Jackson Dart in, even to the point of actually he wanted to draft Jackson Dart with number 3 overall. He wanted to use that number 3 pick on Jackson Dart. So obviously, Daboll was the big proponent in Jackson Dart being here. He's looking like the future of our franchise. You know what I mean? So you got to give him a little something for that. But it's just a matter of now protecting this guy and keeping him healthy and keeping him upright and then letting him continue to grow. So the Giants could be using Fedoni as a red zone target during the preseason. His hands look solid in the red zone. I agree. You don't got to sell me on that, no Mets. I was saying that. I was saying that all through the preseason that this guy not only should make the roster, but he should be getting a uniform on Sundays, man. He should. That red zone threat this team lacks, that could be him. I get it, the injury issues through college that destroyed kind of his college career and made him end up falling all the way back to a 7th-round draft pick, barely even being drafted. The point is he was still drafted, and he was drafted for a reason. This guy coming out of high school was the top tight end recruit in high school over Brock Bowers. Over Brock Bowers. And I'm not to say like he's anywhere where Brock and Brock Bowers' stratosphere right now, obviously, but still, this guy has some tools, man. And there's a use. It could be a use for him. And the fact that he hasn't gotten a uniform yet this season is still a little disappointing to me, given the New York Giants' issues in the red zone and just I mean, it ain't like we've been getting like a whole lot of production out of that tight end position either. I mean, sure, Theo Johnson's got a few touchdowns and Bellinger's made some catches. When you use Bellinger, he makes some plays here and there, but you don't use him that often as far as in the receiving game. He's kind of just out there as a blocker most of the time. So I kind of still don't understand why we haven't even given Fedoni a shot at any point in time yet this season. I think that guy does have some great hands, and if he can stay healthy at all, he's a great red zone target. I believe, man. I do believe that. But coaches see something differently, man, and that's what it comes down to right now. They're the ones making the decisions, but I really feel like there's something that he could add. It's like I said, especially in that red zone, man. Yeah, he's not stretching the field or anything like that. He's not a burner by no means, but I think he's a big target, like with great big hands and good hands. And he showed it even in the preseason a couple of times that post up ability down there in the red zone, man. He just has that ability to do that big body, blocking guys out, man. And yeah, I don't know. He's just not getting the uniform, man. 1 week. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. Exactly. I agree. Like that right there. Wan'Dale Robinson. What are we throwing jump balls to Wan'Dale Robinson for in the red zone? Like, that's just, come on. He's a little smurf and shit. Like Adam always call him, a little smurf. He's not a jump ball guy. You know, so it's like, that's just, it's how you utilize the weapons you have. And I think the New York Giants offensively need to really think about that still a little bit better. How they utilize these guys, man. Because I think Wan'Dale could be a better player if he was utilized
What you
a better
doing, bro?
ways.
Go.
Just scheme him open a little bit, man. Scheme him open, get him in the open space, man. He's always in like, he's always in traffic all the time, and it's like get him in open space. Figure out a way to utilize a guy. Like it's like what the Chiefs would do with Xavier Worthy. They don't have him running through all kinds of traffic, catching passes, and they get him in the open space and utilize so he can utilize his speed. And if Jalen Hyatt can continue to maybe add anything, that's only, I guess, an added bonus to this offense. I'm still not really holding my breath on that, even though he had a few catches last week. But we'll see what happens, man, with these guys. Like I said, I think Jackson Dart, what he showed me last week against the Eagles was that even with limited resources, he's a guy that can get you where you need to be, man. That's what he proved to me the most in that Eagle game is with limited resources, he was still able to overcome the world champs. And to me, that spoke volumes to me. That was my biggest take from that game against the Eagles last week, man. So he can ride that confidence here in Denver. And like I said, if he can go and get his first big road win on the road at Mile High Stadium against a good Denver Broncos team, man. That'll say a whole lot, man. If I was a betting man right now, I'm just kind of not prepared to put much on that though. Shit. But but I am definitely excited for Sunday. Once again, I'm not going to be able to deliver an aftermath to you guys because I got to go to work pretty much as soon as the game is over. I might have to be to work actually before the game going to be over, honestly. So I might have to just catch. I might have to try to catch the rest of the game mobily on my way en route to work on Sunday afternoon. I'm sorry about my aftermaths this season, guys. I know I like to always bring them to you right after the games, but work schedules and changed up, and and YouTube don't pay my bills. I'm sorry.
I know that's right.
So I gotta go do what I gotta go do.
Yeah, fact.
So it's unfortunately I ain't been able to be consistent with my aftermaths this week, but I'll probably drop a little short or something after I get to work after the game over or something real quick after the game, give you some kind of post game thoughts real quick on Sunday after the game, man. But oh man. I'm just feeling good because I feel like
We beat the
this
Eagles.
is
That's all that
this
matters right
yeah.
now.
We beat the Eagles. That's always clutch every year for me. Is just is beating them.
Especially when you live
And
in that. You get to walk around with your chest poked out like, yeah, say something. Say something.
exactly.
Say,
And I've been doing it all week. I've been doing it all week long. I've been giving it to them, giving it to all of them, bro. Like everybody getting my way. I went to the barbershop this morning. The guy that owned my barbershop, the owner of the barbershop, he a big Eagles fan. Went in there with my chest poked out. Yeah, Mr. Cal. What's up? What's up now? You know what I mean? Like I love it. I love talking that shit.
supposed to
I
be like,
love
yeah,
it,
yeah.
man.
How many rushing yards did Barkley have in that game?
Now, I mean, look, I don't want to get jump ahead of it, but I mean, you do got the Eagles also week 8 the following week, man. And look, they're gonna be they got a circle this time. Jalen Carter, talking about it. What wouldn't have happened if he was out there? Cam Scatterboo wouldn't have did all that if he was out there. I don't know. We don't know that for sure. You know what I mean? I mean, it's maybe a chance that it might went down quite like that if Jalen Carter was out there. But hey, he wasn't out there. It is what it is. You take advantage. We don't always have our best wide receiver gone for the season. You got to still move on. You got to continue to play, man. That's what it's all about, man. Next man up. The next guys up couldn't get it done on last Thursday night, man.
Yeah, because we beat them without Malik Neighbors. So,
Exactly. Without Malik Neighbors and without Darius Layton, which is technically considered our two top outside receivers. I mean, point blank and period. And we ain't had neither one of them guys. We had a guy off the practice squad that came up and had an impact on the game, a little Jordan Humphreys. And hopefully he can have that kind of energy this week as well, which is against his former team. And the Broncos go out there and maybe make some plays once again out there. It's going to be, like I said, that Bronco defense, though, is legitimate.
oh,
Legitimate.
yeah, they tough. They tough.
And they're good on all levels, man, that defense. So as far as that, I mean, that's just, honestly, to me, I barely consider it trash talk in a sense because what do you want guys to say? I mean, like, they're getting ready to play us this week. They're not going to be sitting there, bowing down and praising us either. They're gonna talk their little shit. They speak how they feel. Like I said, I can't remember the one guy's name that, talking about Jackson Dart and all his running around and all this and with his chain on. Okay, that's what he do. We got a quarterback with some swag up here in New York now. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. You know what I mean? Don't hate the player, hate the game, baby. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it's all about. Like this. And I don't really necessarily consider it. It's just what do you want him to say? I mean, Nick Bonito, of course he's going. He expects to go out there and have a big game. Expects to put the heat on. You know what I mean? Like that's just friendly back and forth. I don't consider that like necessarily bulletin board material. They're not necessarily out there like said like predicting victories and calling they. It's just friendly back and forth, man. I feel like it is what it is. That's just part. That comes with the territory. So I just feel like it's not. I'm not making too much of that little bit of talk, man. It's just talk between opponents coming up this week, and obviously the New York Giants have been in the media quite a bit after that big win against the Eagles and Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo and what they've done to elevate this offense and what they've done to just electrify the offense a little bit. Just give it juice, give it energy, give it a spark that it hasn't had in so long. Jonathan Cooper, thank you. Yes, thank you, no mess. I could not remember his name for shit. But yeah, that guy, Jonathan Cooper, man. But it's cool. Like I said, it's football, man. Like in my football playing days, every team at any level, you always got your top rival, high school, college, whatever. You got top rivals. And I remember we played this school called Howard High, man. Like that was our top rival in high school, man. And every week before we played, this was even before social media was a thing. You know what I mean? And we every week we was talking shit to each other back and forth just because we was kids all living in the same neighborhood. You know what I mean? We come across each other. That's just what it is, man. When you got, especially when you got big rivalry games and stuff like that. This ain't a big rivalry game or anything, but like I said, the Giants, they've been hearing a lot of news about the Giants, a lot of chirping about the New York Giants, and the New York Giants technically are a 2-4 football team that's been getting a lot of press clippings, you know what I mean, lately. So, of course, they're going to respond a little bit to that. It's just natural to me. I don't know if you got any thoughts on that, Lou, if you want to weigh in on the trash talk.
You know I do. You know I absolutely do. Listen, there's a young team. They feeling themselves. And like you said, they're getting press coverage. So other teams are going to want to fire back, get their little 15 minutes of fame, so to speak. And, that's competition. That's what happens. Now, once you start talking that shit, you got to back it up. So you don't have Malik Neighbors. You don't have, your full roster, but you out here talking junk. You got to go out there and put it on these boys in their home, period. You got to go out to Denver and back up all that talk. And Denver got to back up all that woofing that they doing in their own house. Because the last thing you want to do is be woofing and let somebody come in your door and kick your shit in.
Oh, shit. Absolutely, man. I mean, yeah, he did. That's what he said. I mean, look, like you said, people ain't used to seeing a quarterback in New York. Like I said, Eli was my guy and all, but he wasn't all swaggy, you know what I mean? He was just Eli, you know what I mean? He was my dude, but he didn't bring this kind of like energy and juice. He just went out there and went about his business, you know what I mean? Got the job done. Dart like the, you know what I mean? Shut up a little bit. Ain't nobody, as long as he getting it done on the field, that's all I care about is the results on the field. You can do all the other stuff you want to do, man. None of that matters to me. It's all irrelevant. Look at all the other greats, man. They all got their little things they do. Aaron Rodgers, man, that little discount double check shit or whatever he used to do with the little belt, like he a championship belt stuff. Oh, everybody got things they do, man. So don't try to make it seem like Jackson Dart is doing this and it's some kind of like anomaly, like nobody else, like other people don't do this kind of thing. Because right now, like Denver's the kind of team that has the kind of quarterback that's not into all these kind of things. He doesn't do all that showboating and stuff like that. It is what it is. You're a part of that right now. KT and Burns responded. I didn't even realize Burns responded to anything. I knew Kayvon Thibodeau had said something. I didn't really bother to look into that because I don't really get all into the social media, crazy stuff on social media, talking back and forth with each other. That's just, that's just what it is.
Pointless.
Yeah, so I don't make it a point to be looking all that stuff up. I don't even know what either one of them actually said specifically. But I didn't know if Burns said anything. I knew KT had responded. Heard about him responding to.
I need KT to start responding on the field and less on social media.
In a way, I think he's kind of been. Let me say, I don't know what to say because I think he's had a pretty good season. Honestly, his sack numbers aren't up there right now. Obviously, you think he only has a couple on the year right now, 2, maybe 3. But
sack numbers ain't never on.
But the same time. He's definitely what he's done in the run game. He's definitely been probably one of our best run stoppers thus far this year for sure. He's definitely in there in the mix on that, and he's been just very disruptive. So I think he's still been having a pretty good year. I think what it is Brian Burns right now is the one kind of just, because I think what you're getting from Abdul Carter and KT, man, has been really productive work, obviously, and it's just they're getting the pressures and stuff. And Brian Burns
I don't understand why everybody's saying that Abdul Carter is a bust because he's not. He's been balling.
Who the hell is saying that?
I'm just
Who the
saying
hell
that
is saying
about.
that?
Oh, there's been people saying that for the past couple weeks. And then first couple losses, oh man, Carter's a bust, this and that. I'm like, the dude blocked the field goal, bro. His very first couple weeks in the damn league. Like, what are you
Well,
talking about?
he also leads all rookies in pressures, and he's probably amongst the league leaders in that category as well. In general, I mean, he leads all rookies, but he's definitely got to be among the league leaders as well. He's always right back there in the quarterback's face. He just can't
No,
seem to
absolutely.
quite get the sack. And like I
My
said, and
thing
Brian
is,
Burns, I feel like out of Brian Burns' 7 sacks, 7.5, whatever he has, I feel like at least 3 or 4 of those were mostly caused by because
assisted.
of the pressure of Abdul Carter, pretty much, and Brian Burns was able to
Absolutely.
clean them up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
But my point with Kayvon is this is Kayvon's what, fourth year, fifth year?
it's a contract
And
year, so
you
it's his
know,
fifth year.
you've got to step it up because you know, for you haven't had the sack numbers throughout your tenure here. You've had
Well, he had the
pressures and
one double.
hurries and
He had the one double digit sack season a couple years ago, 2 years ago. He had
but
double
yeah, in your
digits.
fourth and fifth season, you're supposed to be taking that next step. You know, so I need him to start showing that next step.
I mean, right now, the way I feel about it right now, I feel like with his progression as far as especially with the run, with his run game and the run play against the run, he's still making himself valuable to this football team. So like I said, he's still being very disruptive. I just think the sack numbers overall, I mean, like I said, him and Abdul Carter, they're just not quite getting there. But they're definitely they're definitely being very disruptive. And I think in a sense, in a way, man, it also kind of maybe helps us get KT back a little bit cheaper than if he did have the big gaudy sack numbers. You know what I mean? So maybe we can retain him for a little bit cheaper. In a sense, I mean, if you look at it from a
Well,
business
true,
standpoint,
true.
it could be something to bring up in negotiations and say, well, you only had 7 sacks or whatever you ended up finishing with. I mean, I'm just saying it's for business as well too. So, and I think, like I said, I would love to keep this core together. Dex, Burns, KT, and Abdul. Just based on what I'm saying, I would love to keep these core guys
No,
together. You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Absolutely. I agree with you 150%. I would love to keep them together, but I also want them to start progressing together because when you have a dominant front four that is scary without you having to send a blitz, that's a whole new ball game. And we have enough talent on that front, that defensive front, that we should be scary. Offenses should be scared when they line up against that defensive front. And I need them to start putting that intimidation factor on the field. I need the quarterback to be worried. Damn, are they blitzing? Or is it just them four? Is it them four? Even if it's just them four, I need the max protect, or I need the shift coverage, or I need the quarterback thinking about that rather than his progressions. You see what I'm saying?
I feel you, but I just yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been satisfied with him this season personally. I just think he kind of he's maturing a little bit. And yeah, I think the sack numbers will come. I think they'll start coming up, and they'll come. I think as the season progresses, that stuff will come. But I think I like what he's doing right now. I just feel like I like what he's doing right now, especially considering with Dexter Lawrence not still being really 100% out there. It don't seem like. I just feel like he's really been the key to what's not been a great run defense for the New York Giants, but it's still he's definitely been a key to what we've done at least from that aspect. And I think the sack numbers will end up coming as the season progresses. I think he's really been doing good work out there personally. But what's going on, Chad? Man, I appreciate you popping in. Seeing your Pittsburgh Steelers last night, man. It was a tough night for him, man. A little bit of turnovers ended up being a little too much and way too much Jamar Chase, bro. But they still look like they gonna be on to something because that division is really, really weak out there in the AFC North, man. So I think they still pretty much. I mean, it's still their division to win. So they just gotta, wake up and get their head out their ass and not lose games like that. They should not be losing. But it was a good
I
game
got
to
to get
watch
back to
last night.
work. I snuck away a little bit.
All right, bro. I appreciate you popping on. Make sure y'all go sub up to Lou, man. G Nation Inside Sports, man.
Appreciate you having me on, brother. Always love talking Giants football with you.
All right, bro. Peace out. Have a good rest of the day, man.
Peace.
All right, peace out. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, we need that core depth, man. We need to keep those guys, like I said, keep them together, keep them locked up, man. And that's how the great teams stay great, man. By keeping, I mean, these guys realistically, they're still all young. Ain't none of them old. Ain't none of these guys old men yet. So let's keep this thing going, man. Like I said, because once Dexter Lawrence, is able to step up and is back to his normal self, like I just it's going to be that this defense because you is going to elevate to even different heights, man. I feel you. And then now we're not playing this flip flop game on the back end with Cordell Flott and Deontay Banks. It doesn't look like hopefully we're done doing that flip flop game with them. Let's just this defense continue to develop and grow because honestly, it's still not where I was hoping it would be at this point right now. I mean, overall, I mean, we give up a lot of big plays. The run defense is still, up and down. But I want to see this defense really, really continue to evolve. And maybe this is a week where we can see that because I think the defense is going to have to come up big this week. I really, really do. I really believe the defense has to come up big this week and take some of the pressure off of Jackson Dart. And don't have him out there trying to play hero ball on the road against this good Bronco defense. I think the defense has to show an ability to step up and make some plays. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully get the Dexter, get the Bo Nix, rattle them up, control, bottle up J.K. Dobbins, keep what you call Cordell, keep Cortland Sutton under control. And let's see what happens, man. 97, where are you? Oh, Card 97, where are you? Oh, I got you. Like I said, I think he's just out there giving it everything he's got, man. He hasn't been terrible. He just hasn't been what you're used to seeing from Dex, man. He still hasn't even had a sack on the season yet. But he's also been disruptive, and he's definitely a factor when he's out there. No matter what, he's always going to be a factor. So, like I said, might not be an all-pro season for him. Not looking like it's going to be an all-pro season for him, but at the end of the day, he's Dexter Lawrence, man. He's still, to me, one of the very best of his position. And I think once he gets 100% healthy, man, I think he's going to be seeing some differences. I hope so. Said the same. Yeah, man. It's got to be, man. Like I said, you can't expect Jackson Dart to just go out there. He's still a rookie at the end of the day, and he's gonna have those rookie moments, man. So you can't expect him to just go out there and be completely the guy every week. He can't put this team up on his shoulders every week, man. At this stage of his career, he's got to have need some help from this defense. Maybe getting some what you call it. Yeah, I do. I know I'm familiar with the movie. I know the movie. No Mets. I got you. I didn't. I just was when I was reading it. I wasn't registering everything, but I'm familiar with the movie. But yeah. So I just think you got to maybe generate some turnovers, man, and force some mistakes. Get some short fields for your offense, and just really simplify the game for him, man. I think that's what's going to be the key to this one. I'm still not going to change my mind on what I think the result's going to be for right now. I hope they prove me wrong. Hope they go out there and show me that they are a team that's ready to take that next step and get out of just being a laughing stock, which I think they kind of pulled themselves out of that part at least right now because I think people can see what's going on in New York. They see that we got a young quarterback. And I agree. People were trying to run Singletary out of town still. I feel like you just can't do that. I mean, if he's okay with his role on this football team right now, and he's that veteran presence in that running back room, I agree, man. I agree 1,000% with you. I don't know why people were so quick to want to run people like Singletary out of town, man. People act like he's not getting used. He is being utilized. I mean, in this offense, they're using all three of those guys. Well, Tracy's came back, and I'm expect to see a lot more Tracy this week as well than we did. I think last week they kind of had him a little bit on the snap count last week. Hopefully, we'll see a little bit more of him. Maybe get some more explosive runs from him, possibly. Cam Scottaboo being the battering ram that he is, and then Devin Singletary, like I said, just being that veteran presence back there, man. Every once in a while, you need that certain situations of a game, you just feel more comfortable with the vet. That's just is what it is. And I definitely agree with that. Which is that last comment too about the 100. About if Tyron Hayes is not 100%, man, then it just is what it is, and give Singletary more of those reps for real, man. Let them pay off, man. Oh, special teams, definitely a shout out. Special teams has been pretty rock solid this season thus far. I'm still a little on the fence with the kicker. I feel like I don't know about this guy. You know, he doesn't seem to have a lot of range. I'm not sure about his accuracy, but Gillen is having a solid season there, punting the football, and Gunnar Olszewski, man. Gunnar has been he's really been a great in the return game, man. Great, the great in the return game, man. And I think people are overlooking that because Gunnar had a really strong preseason, I think, and a lot of people I think were seeing him and thinking he was going to actually be part of this offense a little bit because he did a lot of things offensively in the preseason. But he's here for special teams, guys, and it's the reason why he's back there, man, and it's the reason why he won that job because he just there's something about his awareness out there, man. He makes the right decisions. He doesn't make mistakes, man. He's out. He makes proper decisions. His ball handling seems to be good, and he is very explosive. He gets a crease, he can break a big one, man, at any point in time. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the Giants special teams. I think it's the best New York Giants special teams I've seen in a lot of years, man. You said Jamie Gillian's having a sneaky good season. He's making the balls hard to catch, which puts us in great field position on defense. Absolutely. He's I mean, when guys are healthy, man, and yeah, the kicker agree with me, the kicker is suspect. Yeah, I think he is, man. But maybe they're holding out for Graham Gano or return to Graham Gano. Maybe that's why they're not trying to bring other people in, shuffling anybody else in here. I'm just not sure, man. If we get in a situation where we need to try to kick a game winner for like 50 plus, I'm not sure if this guy is the guy. So we'll find out, though. We'll see. But yes, I appreciate y'all, man. And I do got to get ready to wrap this up because I have to get ready for work as usual on Friday afternoon. And I agree. Absolutely agree. I think we should have did that already. I think we should have already done it, to be quite frank. So I mean, sometimes you just got to like the thing, like I said, what makes the Eagles that success that they've had so far, this up to this point, and while they're even though it's like a little rough right now, they're on the cusp of being a potential dynasty. Could be on the cusp of being a potential dynasty is because they know Howie Roseman knows when it's time to let a man go. He just knows when it's time. You know, it's a business, and you got to understand. I 1,000% agree, man. Because this guy we got here, he was like one of those international guys or something, right? That was, I don't know. I think, and I don't know. He's just like I said. He just doesn't give me a lot of confidence when he's out there, man. Doesn't give me a lot of confidence when I see him come out there. I feel like we go for it on fourth and reasonable because the coaching staff is also not confident in this kicker's ability when we're in certain parts of the field, man. They like, rather than go for this 40-something yard field goal, we're just going to go for it on fourth down. And I don't want to have to be pigeonholed in situations like that. So it can only be on one person, absolutely. And that definitely is him, man. He's got to figure it out. But I do appreciate you. No Mets, no Nets, no Jets. I appreciate my guy, G Nation, Lou from G Nation Inside Sports. And anybody else that was in the chat, Chad popped in for a minute, man. I appreciate y'all hanging with me for this last little 45 minutes or so, or 50 minutes, excuse me. But I do got to get ready for work, so I'm going to get ready to get up out of here. It's the last comment from No Mets. This is exactly why I can't blame Dable on the team's record. I can't ship away our best players, draft players that's not as good, and expect the coach to have results. That's a fair point. That is a fair point. But at the end of the day, even I question Dable more on some of the in game decisions he makes. You know, I understand that he hasn't have as much control over the actual talent that he's working with, but in game decisions are still questionable. Are still questionable by him. So that's just how I feel about that. And I appreciate you. Have a happy Friday too, man. You have a great weekend too, no Mets, man. I might be on premium takes later on if I can sneak on at work again like I did last week. Hopefully I can, depending on how busy I am. But so if I am, you'll catch me on premium takes later on tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I do appreciate y'all hanging out with me for this last almost nearly an hour. And it's your boy Mac the Giants fan. And I'll catch y'all, man, after the game with a little short or something, at least some kind of reaction after the game. Peace. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants fan. That's MacDa Giants fan.